Hey guys, I am back again with another video. So I wanted to make a quickie. Wanted to talk about how the the importance of sexual discipline on both sides. But since I'm a guy, I'm basically talking to the guys right now. I've noticed, and I'm black. I know I sound very white and very white in me. I see the whole word, but I am a black guy, hence my name. And one of the things that I have noticed throughout my whole life as being a black male is black men lack discipline. Black men lack sexual discipline. And it's something that is not taught. You have to search for it. You have to look for that. And I realized that black men as a whole lack discipline in the sexual aspect and other aspects, but basically sexual. It's where it starts. Around 18, on my 18th birthday, I had a certain family member pull me aside on my 18th birthday on that day. And instead of him giving me a gift or birthday money, he gave me a condom. And I said, "What's this for? What? I don't know how to use this." I didn't even know where he got it from. I'm so sexually naive. It's really weird. I didn't know where to get condoms until I was 28 and I'm 37. I'm just not looking for stuff like that. But anyway, he said, such and such, you're 18 years old. It's time for you to sleep with someone. And I was like, why? There's no point. And he said, well, you need to prove that you're a man and stuff, and you need to do this just because you're 18 and just because you're a man. And that was his explanation. That was his um whole world was that. And I refused to indulge in his world because because I didn't get it. And also because I didn't care. I was kind of interested in video games and wrestling, and I'm near 40, and I still like video games. I mean, I like playing little Pokemon games and emulators, and I have a ROG Ally X. I have a gaming laptop and stuff, but um, I really didn't understand the lack of sexual discipline until that night. Now, this family member went on to have 6 kids by like 4 different women. And he went on to pull my father aside and say, "Hey, I'm glad such and such ain't gotta deal with all these kids and child support." He more than likely regrets his decisions. He regrets lacking sexual discipline to whereas I don't regret anything. I'm very happy. I have no kids. I have nothing to worry about. I don't have child support. That's a big deal for a black man near 40 to have no kids, no child support. It's nice. It's not no STDs. I ain't gotta worry about having, burning when I pee or blood coming out. I ain't gotta worry about nothing. I'm good. I just need to pay off my bills and debt to the IRS. That's it. That's it. And having sexual discipline, how do you obtain it? Well, you have to break through the stereotypical male macho mode that is false malehood or false manhood, that you have to sleep with as many women as possible just because. That's stupid. That's just a distraction. You have to, you know, have, hose on deck. That don't get you anywhere. And I knew that as a teenager. I knew that as a teenager. And to be honest, a lot of things that we're taught in the black community is self-destructive. It's very self-destructive. It's a death culture, honestly. It's a death to your wallet. It's a death to your um the family structure. It's a death to sexual discipline, to your emotional health, how you handle things in life, your job prospects, it's nothing but death and destruction for the black culture. You can see it. There's no denying that. Um, I don't even have to say anything, and you know I'm right. To those who are listening. So, how do you obtain sexual discipline? You have to break through the stereotypical black manhood that is false. You have to understand that there's nothing wrong with being a virgin. There really isn't. There are perks, and you have to understand that women are not who they say they are, especially now. I had to learn that the hard way. Um, but when it comes to women, we as black men have to stop prioritizing chasing women. Our women are messed up. Our women are destroyed. And I don't like saying that, but it's the truth. And you know I'm right. 70% of women, I mean 70% of mothers in the black community, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's just a couple of years ago, 70% were single mothers. Those are the mothers raising black community. Like 70% were single mothers. We don't make it to the altar. Okay, we don't. There's something wrong. There's a curse on us. And it all comes down to sexual discipline. It all comes down to who you lay with. If you cannot afford your own house, your own car payment, you don't need to make a kid. Period. If your FICO score is not 730, you don't need to have a kid. Period. If you're recovering from bankruptcy, you don't need to have a kid. Period. Okay, that's just the truth. And I'm sorry, I just think that we need to do better. We need to do a lot better. And I think that we need to break through these stereotypes. We need to understand that, sometimes being single is a good thing. Sometimes having your own peace is a good thing. Sometimes women can give you more headaches than anything. And sometimes men can give you headaches. I'm going both ways here. I have to. I want to be fair. But when it comes to the way we treat our sexuality, it is reckless. And we have to really look at ourselves as a whole and understand that, there's nothing wrong with waiting till marriage. We have to bring the traditionalism back in the black community. We have to, or there won't be a black community. There won't be a community at all. It's already there. Um, we need to understand that marriage is important. We need to bring back marriage and we need to bring back sexual discipline. There was a time where I had to write a paper on relationships when I was barely in school, and I proposed that it be law that everyone deal with their careers and deal with their themselves and deal with their mental health. And then the bare minimum age that most people can have kids is 29. And the teacher was so impressed of how I spoke and the reasons why. Um, the whole class was impressed with how I prayed the black community and says this will cure us. That he gave me a standing ovation because even he knew that going backwards is going forward in the black community. So having sexual discipline, you know, there's nothing wrong with being a virgin. Sometimes your peace and being single is great. Stop chasing women. Work on yourself and work on your finances and work on your mental health before you have kids. And don't have kids when you're a kid yourself. It ruins your whole life. Kids are a blessing, but they can be a real curse. They could be a real curse on you if you're not ready. And I've known people in my family who had kids at 14, 15, 16, and it ruined their life. It ruined their life. It messed them up. And now they can't get nowhere. And yeah, that's really about it. Just wanted to talk about that. And just a little story time, about 10 minutes. And that's it. Okay, bye guys.